If selling is not a win-win scenario, okay, or situation where you as a seller is winning and then the buyer is also winning, then it is scam. Welcome back to school, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emmanuel Zeve. Glad to have you here today. Today we're discussing something very, very important. A topic that wasn't stressed on in school, but it's something that when you understand it and you apply it, it gives you access to so many doors. What am I talking about? Selling. Right? How to sell. In no form did we get proper understanding of this in our primary school, secondary school, the university. No, everybody just expected that you are supposed to know how to sell. Some of you listening to this are entrepreneurs, some of you work for somebody, some of you are still in school, but I want you to understand that at every point in time, it is either you are selling or you're buying. Right about now, as you listen to me, the reason you are still listening to me up to this point in time is because I've been able to sell to you that what they did not teach us in school is really an insightful series, and that is why you're here, to learn something new. Okay, so I sold to you and then you bought it. The music you enjoy listening to, the singer sold him or herself to you, and that's why every single point in time you keep going back to it, you keep going back to it. Understand that they did not come to your door and knock and say I want you to buy this. No, I did not even come to your door to do that. Okay, but the information that you've been sold a lot of times will lead you to another person that will still sell to you. So like I said, life is all about buying, selling, buying, selling, buying. So now here's the thing: the people that are selling are always the people that are at an advantage. They are the people that make the most money. Okay, while those that are buying or receiving, they are at the other end. Understand that in life, if you want to hold the power, if you want to be steps ahead, you need to understand how to sell. You need to understand how to sell. Okay, now for entrepreneurs, you're obviously selling an idea, you're selling a product, or you're selling yourself, or perhaps services. That is what you have to sell. Okay, now that you know that this is what you have to sell, the question is, who are you selling to? Who are your audience? So this comes in line with you doing your research. Now you doing your research, knowing your customers, how would this benefit them? Because if selling is not a win-win scenario, okay, or situation where you as a seller is winning and then the buyer is also winning, then it is scam. I'll go over it again. If selling is not a win-win situation, then it is a scam, because only one party is winning, which is very, very wrong. So it has to be a win-win. As you're giving somebody your services, your ideas, you're being paid, and that is the reward. Okay, that is the reward for it. So it has to be 50-50. No way around it. If it's 20-80, then like I said, it's a scam. So you have to be very, very careful. If you're the person selling or you're the person buying, all of this has to be in check. Another key thing with selling is you as a seller, you have to be trustworthy. You have to be trustworthy. Your word has to be your word. Okay, if you say this, you have to do this. If you say this at this point in time, the challenge we have most of the times is you say you're going to do this, and once you're being paid or given the task to do this, or the approval, okay, let's do it, the deal is signed and everything, you end up doing things your own way, which is very, very wrong, which will destroy the image of you as the individual. Perhaps it is you that is the product itself that you're selling, or a company or a brand or your business, because you're not trustworthy, you're not honest. And people respect that as a true or a core virtue for you to grow a business. So whatever you say, your word should be your word. Your word has to be, there's no way around it. Saying I'm going to do A and then you do C and you start giving excuses, once that trust is lost, it is totally lost forever. All right, so you have to ensure that you are trustworthy. Whatever you set out to do, you do it. Another key thing that comes to selling is knowing how to close. Yes, the art of closing is just basically the art of giving somebody an offer and then collecting money. Okay, how do you close? Because anybody that comes to you and say, hey, I love what you do, understand that you're not the first person they're approaching for that. Understand that whenever they buy from you, you're not the first person that actually offered them. The question is, why are they going to settle for you? Why? It has to do with the build up of the product, you knowing the value you're giving to them understanding the importance of getting that value, basically you being able to solve their problem. And here's the thing, you can either discuss price or value. Most of the times you don't make more money because most of your discussion centers around price. When you talk price, that means you don't know the value of what you're offering. Are we together? When you discuss value, it means you know the price and the what you're offering. So it's best that you understand the value, you understand the price, so that you project value to the individual that wants to buy. So once they see value, they don't care whatever the price is, they'll pay for it. That is why a bag, a Givenchy bag, Louis Vuitton bag can be sold at a rate of ₦1,000,000 because somebody understands the value for it. You tell them it's 2 million, they'll still pay for it. But when they are just seeing the price without any value attached to it, then they start to negotiate. Why should I buy it at this? I hope you're getting it. So tend to discuss value and price. If, let's say, I'm called upon to speak and I said, to handle an hour session, I'm going to collect ₦1,000,000. Now, why would somebody pay me ₦1,000,000? Are we together? Except I understand the value I bring to the table, which is, after speaking for individuals, handling that conversation or that discussion for an hour, their lives will be transformed, and that will affect the growth of the company, giving them maybe 10x income at the end of the day or at the end of the year, affecting their annual revenue and all of that. Now, I'm not just saying I'm any speaker, I'm saying I'm a transformational speaker. I'm a speaker that once I speak, it would affect all aspects of your company and business. Then they don't even discuss price, they're looking at value. So you listening to me, perhaps you've been discussing price all along. That has been the total challenge. They tell you what's the cost for this top, and rather than you discussing the value, the importance that it will give, that this will be a brand, this is how long, bringing all the value into place, you start to discuss price. You're getting it wrong. So what am I saying? To sell, you need to discuss value. That is a secret. You need to discuss value. So once they see the value, they don't have to see it like with their eyes, but they once they see it, by virtue of, now understand that in seeing, you use your sense organs. If they're able to fix up a mental picture of the value this will give to them, they'll buy, and then you close. People most of the times are scared of collecting the money. Understand that now I've identified somebody's problem, I've brought the solution to the problem, and my reward is the money. So be bold enough to tell them that this is it. Most of the times people are scared of calling that amount. What if they say I'm too expensive? What if they say I'm too cheap? What if they say this is an average? See, you have to be confident with your close. Be confident with the amount that you're settling for. People, your prospects, your customers, they sense that fear when you're not sure. Okay, when you're not sure of the amount. So you tell them the cost for this is 50,000 naira, and then with the way you are sounding, they tend to know that this guy, this is the first time he's charging anybody 50,000 naira, and they're able to sense it. Once they sense it, they buy you to the least. So that is another key aspect. But all of this will come to play when you know what you are bringing to the table. When you know what you're selling, when you know the customers you're selling to, when you know how to close, when you know why you need to close, when the business or what you're offering is in a win-win situation, then you know how to sell. There are other parameters to knowing how to sell. As time unfolds, we're breaking it one at a time. But I just needed to bring this so you see this before we come to a conclusion in the year, and then you apply this information next year. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've gotten value so far, let me know. Value in the comment section. If you haven't, still do well to let me know. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is the series on back to school. Okay, learning what you didn't learn in school. Don't forget to subscribe if you've gotten value so far. I'm Emmanuel Zeve, and I'm the Synergist.